How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to TableTakes Plays! That's right, it is the second episode ever of TableTakes Plays, the new and exciting relaunch of TableTakes Plays. We have a lot of really cool stuff that we have planned for the rest of this year. We have so many cool RPGs, some board gaming, plenty of content that we are really excited to bring to Gen Con TV. But before we can get to any of that, we have the final episode of the saga of our adventurers in Monster of the Week.
Yes.
This has been a campaign that has been going on for several episodes, and today we are going to have the final confrontation between our heroes and the evil Seth Vale, a megalomaniac, mega billionaire who has been wreaking havoc all over the kingdom of Maroche. And, well, they have finally tracked him down to his hideout, the Palace of Pain in Valley 14. And here we have our two heroes, Opie, the chosen one, and Ano, the expert, at the bottom floor, who are confronting whatever strange dangers lurk at the bottom level. Whereas up a couple of levels, we have Gunther McHammer, who is currently staring down a pile of ash that used to be Merwin Burgermonger. Gunther, our spellslinger, had teleported into nearly the top level of this giant palace with Merwin in tow. However, as one does, without reading the instructions, they found a button and immediately pressed it, which exploded our thankfully expendable Merwin the Kindled, who is sort of an analog for the Dark Souls character or Bloodborne character you might play as if you were playing that video game. So now we come back to Opie and Anu, who are facing a new danger, one that they have not seen yet. In your travels, the two of you, you have not heard of this creature who stands before you, Gorlax. You were given this name by Gunther, who did a little bit of recon in our last episode. And other than that, didn't really learn a whole lot about this minion of Seth's. And what you see before you in this massive room, the ceiling is just about, I would say, 70 or 80 feet high. It's big enough to house this massive, massive creature. And I say creature, but it's more like a monster, because this is just a huge blob of a thing. It's got eyes and a face like, people would, but it's almost like they poured this thing out of a vat, and it's just like a pile, a mountain of green, yellowish sludge with two tiny little arms sticking out the side and no visible legs. You can see a massive pool of damp wood where some sort of excretion from this abomination has leaked out of it and soaked the wood paneling. And the creature, seeing you approach, with the doors, the massive palace doors slamming shut behind you, the only lighting around you, the wall sconces lit, and the windows, stained glass, letting in multicolored light from the outside. Gorlax speaks to you.
Great.
Hello. So you finally made it. Congratulations. Prepare to meet your doom.
Two of you are standing in front of the double doors, a massive carpet laid out in front of this door. What do you want to do?
It's me and Opie, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I will go ahead and I guess it wouldn't be investigative mystery, right?
Yeah, so why don't you tell me what you want to do, and I'll tell you if you need to make any rolls or if there are any moves that you need to make.
Alright. I'm gonna see, since it's this weird blob thing, like maybe we don't need to fight it, we could just go around it.
I mean, I'm cool with that.
GM, how do you feel?
How do I feel?
Yeah.
Honestly, try it if you want.
That's even scarier. That's just scarier to me.
Like, dude, do we really need to do this? Like, I just want to go up and find my friends and maybe beat up Seth Vale. Like, I don't know what kind of like alliance you got going with him, but he just kind of left you in a room by yourself. That's kind of sucky.
Yeah.
Fear not, heroes. I am here for you and you alone. My
For me?
purpose is to kill both of you before you can take another step up the staircase behind me.
As soon as he says that, can I just like aim my gun and shoot at the most headpiece looking thing
Sure. Yes. You pull
while
out
he's
a
in
gun.
his middle of his monologue?
Yeah, I gave you a nice tip about the stairs behind him too. So this guy's being pretty
Yeah, the
helpful.
stairs are right behind
Yeah.
him. We
Thank
just
you,
have to go
Gorlax.
through.
Goodbye.
Thank you, girl.
Anu, you pull out your prototype gun. So
Yes.
we're playing sort of like medieval fantasy sort of setting, right? So what you have is a magical weapon infused with the special hunter material that only hunters have access to.
Yes.
So this
Mine
material-
is Nimble Rook.
Nimble Oak, yes,
Okay,
absolutely.
Nimble Oak.
Yeah, so with this weapon, you basically have a gun. It's akin to sort of like a crossbow, but it fires pellets, propelled by a magical force that shoots it out. So yeah, you take aim and you fire directly at the creature. The pellet goes right off his forehead, and you can actually see some gunk fly off into the ceiling. You think you've actually done a lot of damage. How much harm do you deal?
It does 2. No, that's the magical dagger. It actually doesn't say how much the 3 harm. Sorry, 3 harm.
3 harm. Okay, that is definitely enough to bypass his very thick exterior. He's got 2 armor. So you deal 1 harm to him total. And because you shot him, instead of trying to, I don't know, do something else that might be a little bit less effective, you actually puncture a vital organ of his. So you watch as one of his eyeballs actually just begins to slough off his face and fall slithering down the side of his body. And he says,
Oh, we're starting? Oh, okay, we're starting now, got it.
A cloud of noxious gas bursts forth from holes that open up on all sides of Gorlax's body. The air around you becomes toxic.
Oh, stink.
You feel nauseous breathing it in. You start to hack and cough, both of you. You're both going to have -1 ongoing to anything you try to do in this room while you are distracted by this gas. Furthermore, if you don't get out of here quickly or find some way to keep this from infecting your lungs, you're going to start taking harm every once in a while as the poison seeps into your lungs and begins to erode at your lungs. Yeah.
Opie, I think this thing just farted.
Well, that's in an enclosed space too, man. Come on. I'm gonna grab Anu and put her on my shoulders and be like, all right, hold on tight. And I'm going to make a sprint, take a deep breath of what air is left and make a sprint for the stairs behind the dude.
Okay.
Good luck, Opie.
Opie, you carry Anu with you as the two of you run. Anu is like sitting on your shoulder. So you're a large person. You're a very large ogreish orc like. Can you describe your character's look?
So I'm probably about 6'4", very dragon-like in a lot of ways. Kind of scales on the side of the face, and just sort of like pretty muscly as it comes down to it. And Anu's fairly small from what I recall. Is pretty just likes to sneak up on things. And so I'm just gonna stick Opie on, or I'm gonna stick Anu on my shoulders, and I'm just gonna make a bolt for it.
Yeah, you find it easy to carry Anu at any point during your adventures, and this is no different. So Anu sitting atop Opie's shoulders, the two of you watch as this massive, I would say 20-foot tall mound bounds up into the air, lifting himself up off the ground, splashing down on top of the both of you with a wet glurch, encasing the two of you inside itself and smashing down on top of you. You now find yourselves encased in it, sort of absorbed into its body, and you are now able to see each other as you swim around inside the mass.
I have a special magic thing that I can do.
Tell us what it is.
I'm trying to find it on my character sheet, but I'm having a hard time. It's the alternate weird move called No Limits. So I'd like to push my body past its physical limits to try and burst out the other side of this with Anu.
Perfect. Okay. Anu, you're going to take 2 harm, as Opie has plot armor that protects her from it. You unfortunately do not.
I got the invincibility going.
Oh, so that would put me at past... Okay.
Yeah, so you're probably going to be unstable, right?
Yeah.
You are rapidly deteriorating inside here. And I will say, you are stuck fast in here, and you're going to need some help getting out as you take all of this harm, and you are starting to get worse and worse. Opie, go ahead and make your move. Roll your 2d6 and tell us what the result is after adding the correct bonus.
Plus weird, which is not my best stat, but...
Is there a way for me to help out, or no?
You are too inundated. You're using pretty much everything you have left to stay conscious.
So that is a 2 on the die.
Suspended inside the gelatinous ooze around you. Go ahead.
I'd like to use luck to make that 2 a 12, please.
All right. Can you tell us, what is your luck special? What happens when you use luck?
When you spend luck, the keeper will bring your fate into play.
Aha! Okay. So, as a reminder for everybody, Opie is the Chosen One. The Chosen One has a fate, a destiny, an ultimate ending that their whole life has been leading towards. In Opie's case, Opie is a creature born of a monster who is wielding the Chosen One's heirloom weapon and is tasked with saving the world. It's a very vague prophecy. However, there is one stipulation. Opie will lose a loved one. Now, bringing all of that into play here is pretty easy. You, Opie, lose your heirloom weapon. In the fight to push out of the creature, you punch your way through, only to find that out of your sheath, the massive, huge, warped metal sword that you carry on you it's been left behind. But you do.
Oh man, I really like that thing.
You do deal some harm as you punch through. I'm going to say that's probably about 2 harm. It's going to ignore the armor as well because you're doing it from the inside out.
Yep.
Excellent. Well, as you punch out and you land onto the ground, you notice that your heirloom weapon's gone, and Anu is still inside him. And he's
I
just
wanted
laughing
to
and
grab
unfocused.
Anu and punch my way out. That was the plan.
That's the plan. Looks like you weren't able to. You didn't have the capacity to do that. Now you're standing outside, and it looks like you have some time to react before Gorlax tries his attack again.
Hate Gorlax. Don't like him.
Trying to just stay conscious, right? I can't do anything else.
You are holding on to life. Now, you can't move your body, but you can still speak, and maybe you can think of something else you can do.
Telekinetic. Because
Interesting.
that's
Is that
technically not moving.
is that one of your weird moves?
Yes, it is. I
That's
have
your alternate weird
telekinesis.
move. Okay. What would you like to
Yes.
do? What would you like to try to do?
Well, alright. I guess so. One of the things it is that I can fling something bigger than a person out. Let me see. I don't know, actually.
Like a big ass
Actually.
sword?
I could just grab
That'd be nice.
a big ass sword and fling it out with me.
That works for me. Make
All right.
your move. Just roll 2d6 and add weird. And don't forget, you're at a minus
the
one.
one.
Yeah.
Hold on. Negative.
So for the audience at home, if you haven't played Monster of the Week before, any successes need to be a 7 to 9 for a mixed success, or a 10 or 10 or more total for a resounding success.
I got
You
a
know,
mixed success.
A mixed success. Excellent. Well,
An 8.
all right. So you tried to use your telekinesis, and it works. You are able to move the sword. You're able to wield it with your mind and make it sort of swim through the creature however you wish. Make it go where you want, but it hurts. It hurts a lot, actually. You're going to take 1 harm.
Ah!
But what would you like to do with the sword?
Have, basically hold on to the handle and shoot it out with me.
With your mind, right?
Yes. I'm gonna hold on to the handle, it's gonna come close to me, and I'm gonna be like, handle!
You can't move. You can't move. You can't hold on to anything. You can't even clutch on with your fingers.
Okay,
the
so
effort's
how
too much for you.
about, my antlers? It can hook onto my antler and then shoot out.
Okay, I see what you're trying to do.
Yes.
Okay, so you're using sort of the pommel and the hilt of
Yes.
the weapon, trying to catch it on what you got and use it to drag you out. You managed to drag yourself and it out, and you're going to deal another 2 harm to Gorlax, pulling yourself out and spitting the both of you and the weapon out onto the ground. You now have full access to your faculties once again. Opie, you just watch as your weapon and Anu come slithering out and bursting out of Gorlax, leaving a giant hole in which ooze is free to leak out onto the floor and onto Bonsai. Sorry,
You
Anu.
forgot something.
Thanks, bud. I'm gonna run, grab the sword, and I'm gonna dive back into the big beastie's belly through that big hole with the sword.
Okay.
And I'm just
all
gonna
right.
start carving it up from the inside,
I support this.
Oh, Jesus.
All right.
using the last of my my no limits.
Okay, Anu, Opie dives back into Gorlax, who's already getting ready to jump up into the air. We're gonna pause on this scene for a second, and we're gonna shift the camera up through one level of the Palace of Pain and into the 3rd level, where Gunther is now standing in a blank white room on a obsidian pedestal. A red button, actually was once red, but is now a pale gray, blending in with the surroundings. This room has no walls. The ceiling, you can't even see it. Some sort of alternate dimension that you find yourself in. Your voice, Gunther, echoes as you speak, and you are left alone with this button. an open doorway leading to a staircase and a pile of ashes. A significantly smaller one where Merwin used to be.
Wolfie's just gonna kind of look around, see that his voice echoes, and just goes, "I remember." No worries. All right. And then gonna just hello, anybody here?
You hear the sound of your voice bouncing back at you, and a sense of dread begins to creep its way into your mind. You're not sure if somebody's doing something to you, or if it's just the fact that Merwin just blew up in front of you. But something bad is on its way.
Yeah, I'm gonna make sure that I collect the ashes properly. Gotta make sure we get those. I feel a sense of dread and as though something's coming near. So if you want to fight, like, let's just scrap, Seth. Because I'm ready to. Well, hold on. And I'm gonna, because I'm in this new place, I am going to test out my magic to see if it's affected by this place before I start popping off at the mouth.
So yeah, you can Gunther, you can like conjure up a few icicles.
Yeah.
Piece of cake, no problem.
Okay. Oh, all right. Yeah, if you want some, come get some then. Did any of Merwin's stuff drop, or is it just Ash? Because I want to make sure that I get all his things for him.
Merwin didn't have anything of note on him.
Okay.
If he did, it's definitely burnt to a crisp now.
Okay. Yeah. Shoot. Okay. I'm going to, if there's a pathway forward, I'm going to go in that direction.
Yeah, there is an open doorway. It opened at the same time as Merwin had hit the button. And as you step through it, you recall the words spoken to you briefly as Merwin died. A disembodied voice coming from a direction you couldn't place said to you, "A worthy sacrifice you made."
Oh, yep. That's what that was. Merwin was a sacrifice. I did that on purpose. And I'm gonna go into that room.
You are now in a staircase. It leads up and down. There are a couple of windows as you look around. You can see there's some wall sconces, torches that have been lit, seemingly by magic, and you can see through the stained glass window outside. If you actually peer outside, you can see there are several people picking things up off the ground. You're not sure exactly what they're doing, but the people are out in the streets milling about, but they don't look to be going about their daily business. They are stooped over or huddled into groups and talking to one another.
Oh man, I want to be nosy so bad, but I feel like I should march along, so I'm just gonna go up the staircase. It's not too many staircases, is it? Because Gunther is lazy.
That feeling of dread that was creeping in, it gets worse and worse and worse the closer you get to the top of the palace.
I should have conjured up some whiskey. All right, cool.
Eventually, you reach the top of the stairs. There's nothing but a giant set of double doors, 2 brass handles, and beyond it, whatever lies beyond it. You got a glimpse of it before, but you know that Seth is on the other side.
Oh man, this guy sucks so bad. Ooh boy, I should really send a message to the rest of the party. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do that communication spell that we had.
Okay, so you're gonna use magic. This is a very calm, situation, not a lot of danger, except for that dread that's creeping into you, but you push it off long enough to send a message out. This is one way. So you're just going to send one message to them, up to 2 sentences. And then you're going to have to roll to use magic to see if it works out the way you wanted it to.
All right, rock and roll. Let's get it. Yeah! That's a 12.
All right. That's the best that you could possibly get. I think there's some bonuses, but still, truly the best possible outcome. So, exactly what you wanted to happen goes off. You send a message. What do you want to say?
It's just gonna be a little chibi holographic version of me that appears in front of Obi and Anu. It's like, hey, I'm by Seth. He's on the other side. Should I fight? And it's just gonna play that and repeat.
Yeah. So Opie, you and Anu, you can't interact with this hologram, but you do see it appear. Well, Anu, you see this. Opie's a little preoccupied at the moment when Gunther shows up. And Anu, as you see Gunther is speaking, and you hear all the the sloshing inside Gorlax as he howls out in agony as he's just being eviscerated from the inside.
Multiple holes. Yeah.
I've got holes
in different area. Oh,
Anu, something on your wrist begins to vibrate and shake, and you realize that it's those little crystals that you filled with Merwin's ashes. You remember that all you need to do is break one of them, and a little mini version of Merwin will pop out.
well,
And right now they're shaking, they're vibrating, and they're clinking up
Okay.
against one another.
oh. So wait. I thought each one of us had one, so I have to get Opie's.
And
Okay. So
I
you
think
split them
that you
against
used
everybody.
yours.
I used
We
mine.
each have
Yeah,
one.
that's how I
Gotcha.
That's how I became a smaller baby Merwin last episode.
So
Opie has one
technically,
and Gunther has one.
Gotcha,
Gunther has
gotcha.
one. Opie has one, and I don't.
Gunther had one.
No, you still have one. That was mine that we used to make.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
you can make 2/3 of a Merwin right now.
You can make 2/3 of a Merwin.
Well, the
That's not what happened
ashes
last
of the last Merwin are completely kaput. You can combine all 3 of them together tomorrow morning and get a full Merwin, but right now you have divided Merwins.
Yes, we have divided.
as a part of a very specific and ill-advised experiment to see if we can make one small Merwin, we are now.
Well,
paying
it
the
was more. It was
I like
more an
it.
experiment if we were separated. All right.
Mhm.
So
And luckily-
that's what it was.
Luckily, it all worked out.
Yes.
I'd say so. So Gunther, you actually do feel the vibrations and the shaking, and it's like this thing has come alive. This little crystal, this little black crystal filled with ashes.
You know, I kind of want to get the gang together. Like, we've been separated for a while, and Seth is just on the other side of this door. And I can... Yeah, I'm gonna try and get the gang together. I am going to use my wings. Here, I'll put them in chat again. I can go to anywhere I've visited before or a person I know. So I'm gonna go straight to Opie.
All right.
Are you sure about that?
Hey, Gunther doesn't know what's going on down there.
That's
I
true.
don't
That's
know.
fair. That's fair.
Yeah,
I'd be mad at.
You'd be metagaming.
It's true, but I like it. This is good thinking.
Gunther, as the dread begins to creep in and the walls begin to close around you and you feel like things are about to get so much worse, your thoughts turn to Opie once again. And
Yeah.
you enclose yourself in wings of ice and melt away only to reappear above a pile of remains that once was Gorlax.
What
Standing there.
absolute is this?
Standing there is just Opie and off to the side Anu, covered in some kind of strange sludge. You begin to hack and cough and wheeze as the air in this room, it is just, it's toxic.
What the?
We gotta get out of here.
You don't. I was at the final boss, and like you don't fight the final boss alone. What is this?
Gorlax.
Gorlax need a little help. Just little goopy.
I was so. Oh.
Don't throw up. Don't throw up. We gotta get out of here.
Don't breathe the thing. It's bad. Farted.
Don't breathe.
We fought it.
Oh, what is?
Farted. Opie was really cool though. Good job, Opie. I'm sorry, I would give you a thumbs up, but I'm just kind of like a little gooed at the moment.
Wait. Yeah. Gunther, can you heal Anu?
Yeah.
We gotta get out of here though first, because this is a whole
It
place.
smells
is
real
about
bad
to-
in this room.
You
Yeah,
don't say. I was
Gorlax farted.
I was in a place filled with dread, but it smelled kind of nice, like pine. All right, let's get. Oh, let's get out of here.
You all
It's not
have
any worse
been in
than
this
taco
room
night.
for enough time now. Gunther just got here, but Opie, you and Anna have been breathing in these fumes for a while. Take 1 harm, ignore armor.
Okay.
All right,
Stink
so
arm.
I'm getting us. We're all getting out of this area.
The only space that you find nearby that appears to be safe is the staircase. However, the fumes, they haven't dissipated yet, but with the door open, the gas will start to leak into the staircase and start to rise.
Okay. It did. I might have to do some abracadabra about it then.
Wait. Could I try something that I think that would work? Maybe.
I mean, if we get up, I can just close the doors, right?
Yeah.
So
Don't have
if
to
it's
solve everything with the magics.
okay,
I'm
yeah,
just
you're right.
Strong.
You know what? You're right, Opie. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna get us all up the stairs, and then I'm gonna close the doors behind us.
Okay. You all head up the stairs. You get yourselves out of this room. You finally breathe in somewhat fresh air. The gas is still rising towards you, but it seems to be going pretty slowly. It's thick. You can actually see this gas, and as it creeps up and closer towards you on the staircase, you get up high enough towards the second level that you see a massive door. And it's just one door, normal handle. It's pretty standard stuff, but the staircase does not go any higher up.
How much do you think he spent on all these doors? You notice they're like all massive.
Yeah, like it's very impractical for such a small dude.
Oh, it's
You
still
okay,
in my
Gunther?
mouth. It's still in my mouth.
It's not any worse than
I'm
Taco
covered-
Tuesday.
Listen, I'm covered in Gorlax.
Yeah, I think
That's true.
you're where it's coming from is the problem.
Oh, yeah, probably.
Uh.
Sorry about that.
Okay.
Wipe off my sword. Sheath it.
Are
Don't
we
throw up.
Are we
This
by
is-
the stairway that I was in?
No, this appears to be a completely separate one. You are much higher up.
Okay. All right. So here's the deal. I think I know where we're supposed to be, and I can take us there. Oh my god, it's so bad. Oh,
If you throw up, it's gonna make it worse. Okay, I can't.
It's not like I'm trying to. Okay, I've got a really sensitive nose to crap or whatever it is that is. I can get us there.
Gorlax.
It's Gorlax.
You keep reminding me. All right, I can
All right,
get us there.
Let's go.
It just it might be tricky. I might need to use a little bit of blood magic if things go left. And that hasn't really been working out super well for me. I got a really stern warning. I don't know if
Gunther,
they... Yeah?
you and Opie feel once again the vibrating, the moving, the clinking around. This little thing, this little crystal on your wrist, it's just trying to like yank itself off of you.
Uh-oh.
I'm gonna pull here.
Yeah,
Do we wanna?
I thought it had to be morning, but like if it's trying to happen, let's let it happen.
All right. 1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3. Here you go. Look.
Merwin, go!
Merwin, I choose
I
you.
choose you, Merwin.
Okay. Yes. As you smash your crystals on the ground, a puff of black smoke billows up, and the ashes that had spread onto the ground form themselves into feet, then legs, then a full 3-foot tall person.
It's 2 of them though, so shouldn't it be?
Yeah, it should be like more like 5,
5.5 foot.
Yeah.
You see 2 3-foot tall versions of Merwin.
Oh, I guess I can't combine them.
Oh shoot.
2 tiny little Merwins are standing there. One of them appears to have this dark black hair that usually is a little bit more perky and well put together, sort of wet, like greasy, falling down over his face, and it appears he just looks sad, just really
Emo
sad.
Merwin.
Don't call me that.
Now the brave, courageous Merwin, that one's already dead, unfortunately. So now you've got the other second of the 3 parts of Merwin's psyche here. Just this very depressed, very sad version of Merwin. All of his worries and strife in one person. But in this other Merwin, standing right next to him, is a more pragmatic, more thoughtful side of Merwin. One who thinks very carefully, maybe overthinks things a little bit too much, can often be a little bit anxious. That's the Merwin standing off to the side here. You can see where he's been pulling his hair out, starting to thin a little bit, recede a little bit as well. Looks a little bit older too, in fact. This Merwin appears to be very fidgety and nervous.
Well, we did it.
Good job, team.
That's interesting effects. I really wish I could write this down, but unfortunately I'm still kind of in pain a little bit.
Right, I was supposed to get to that. All right, let's
No, don't worry, it's okay. I'm all right. I'm just chilling, laying down here.
Why does it smell
no.
so bad?
That's what I've been. I mean, okay.
Relax.
Relax.
Uh-oh.
That's the only answer they give. Here we go. I'm
What else to tell you, man? Gorlax.
I'm gonna get us to the door.
What door?
Well, oh my God, there's 2. Okay, with Seth. It's a dread door. It's a dreadful door. The door is.
I don't like the sound of that door. No, I don't want that door. Sounds too scary for me. No.
It's not scary. It's dreadful. There's a difference.
See, there's a difference. There's a difference.
All right, are we ready for one more big old fight?
Yes, times
One
2.
more big old fight. Let's go.
Are you sure I shouldn't touch you up before? You know what? That's okay. We're just gonna do this. I'm gonna summon the wings.
All right, you
I've
hold
got a
these
real
wings
weird.
around you. There is an air of cold, icy wind that it's like a gust that blows around you. The wings, they close around you, and you feel yourselves encased in them, and something bursts through. You can see the point of a large katana slicing inside your cocoon, and then rips upward, smashing the wings to bits.
This is why you don't fly.
The door that you are standing in front of has been ripped wide open, and standing there, a rather lithe woman wearing gleaming silver armor and a large katana in one hand, her hair pulled back, her very bright orange hair pulled back into a ponytail, standing there, sort of grinning at you, is a woman, Gunther, you saw already. However, her sister is nowhere to be found, perhaps further behind her. And she points her sword at you, Gunther, actually, her sword at your neck, and says, "Well, thought you could get away from me, huh?
Hey,
I didn't think you were going to run away from a fight.
I
Let's do
mean,
this."
I run away all the time, and haven't you met my friend Opie? Opie, get her.
All right.
I will say also the two Merwins step out in front of Gunther.
Let's
You
go,
try that little
Merwins.
trick with your wings again, I'm going to smash it just like I did.
Okay,
She's
But
going to back away just a couple of steps.
I should let you know that I have different kind of wings this time. Before they were just ice wings. You want to try that with my other wings? And I'm gonna show off my necrotic powers.
Oh, I forgot you got those.
Oh,
I
okay.
forgot about that.
Okay. What are you trying to do?
I'm gonna create a wall of necrotic energy between us. So what? Let's see here. 1 second. I'm so sorry. Just give me 1 second.
No, it's okay. She is curious about what you're doing, so she will allow it to happen just for now.
Okay. So
She's a little cocky.
with my magic, I get to do either a blast or a wall. Why? I'm sorry. My character sheet is giving me a hard time. Dark side. What is this? Oh, I'm on the wrong playbook. That's why. I'm so sorry. Spells like there we go. So I am doing a wall which does 1 harm. It's a magic barrier. And it's got 1 armor. It's obvious and loud. And it's necrotic. So it will do 3 harm. And the wall does 1 harm. So if she walks through it, she potentially takes 4 harm. And I gain that as life.
Okay. Yeah. Wow.
Hey,
So
complaints.
this massive wall between the 5 of you and this woman, she it just appears. You just lifts up from the ground to the ceiling as this barrier between the, all of you, and you can see that it does hurt her. She clutches her arm, she drops her katana and drops down to 1 knee in agony. Her sister behind her dashes forward, arms sort of like trailing behind her with 1 katana in her hand, leaps over her back, and then takes 1 huge swipe at the barrier, destroying it, smashing it to bits, sending different bits of energy and ice in all directions over all 5 of you. She's going to take 1 harm as she does that, and it looks like one of the sisters. She's still in pain. You definitely did 3 harm to her as well. The 5 of you are flung up against the wall and are sort of in a pile of rubble now, ice that's rapidly melting, and the remnants of the magic energy that Gunther had used.
Oof.
I have a question. Can I summon an ally?
I would love nothing more.
Now, let me ask you another question.
Okay.
It specifies, I get to pick an ally from a playbook, kind of basic motivation. We've never experimented with Merwin. We have 2 little Merwins. Is it possible that I can bring the 3rd little Merwin, who is no longer with us, into battle temporarily?
Oh my gosh.
Little Merwins.
I'll acknowledge I cannot combine them. They cannot be combined till the next day. But can I bring the Ghost of Merwin's past?
Absolutely. Yes. You can definitely try. I don't know if I believe the move requires a roll,
I
but
think so.
if it works, it works. We'll see what happens. I don't believe you used any of your luck either.
I have not.
So
So it doesn't. I don't think it says roll. Just it's just something I can do.
I'll allow it. You can summon your ally,
You see,
but you have to describe what it looks like.
so what happened as we all were pushed against, crumbled into a heap. The more not the sad scared Merwin. Sad scared Merwin's on the ground. But the more pragmatic Merwin helps the sad Merwin up and grabs a thing in his pocket and recites what sounds like mumbling to himself. Then throws his hand at the ground, and fire shoots from his hand, causing like this really, I would say, like a really impressive transformation for how small of a Merwin it's going to be. Just kind of Merwin is made from flames and smoke, but he only goes about yay high. So now we're standing with 3 Merwins ready to just attack this lady.
She watches you. You can see her hair is not pulled back. It's just dark purple, falls down around her face, and she stands there watching all of this happen, sort of angrily, and says, "That's a neat little trick."
Then I would say all the Merwin's hands light on fire, and they try to jump at her and shoot fire blasts as much as they can.
Okay.
I'm going to go for pyromancy. I don't know how this works with 3 people, though.
I'm going to ask you just make one roll.
Okay.
And if it succeeds, then it'll work for sure. So you're using pyromancy.
Mm-hmm.
I would say this is still going to fall under kick some butt.
Okay.
So I'm going to say don't worry about how the magic roll stuff works. Just roll 2d6 and add your tough. And you're going to take some, your Merwins are going to take some harm in return as you get up close and personal with them.
Oh, it's not rolling automatically for me. Let me roll 2d6s and then my tough. Gotcha.
Yeah.
1 second. That's a 5 plus my tough, which is 1. Not great, but I have a luck I could use.
You can use your luck.
And by using my luck, that means I just get to roll again, correct?
No, you just get an automatic 12.
Oh, then that sounds great.
Or you can ignore all harm
I've been
that's
playing so
incoming
many
to you.
games since Gen Con that I'm like, all the rules are blended together. Thank you so much for explaining them very clearly. Okay, then I'm just going to use my luck. That worked out really well for me.
Can you tell us, what does it look like when all of these Merwins jump onto this woman?
She's got this angry look in her face. But the moment she blinks, all 3 Merwins are like charging behind from different sides, hands on fire, and essentially, in my opinion, would just all try to latch onto her and create as much fire blasting as possible. So 3 little wolf monster cub things, just with different haircuts, distinct hairstyles.
You send her stumbling backwards. I don't know what is up with my camera's autofocus. I have to keep turning the settings on and off. I apologize. You send her tumbling backwards over her sister, and she falls backwards. As all these mini explosions just go off on her body, just rapidly blowing her up, singeing her skin, sending honestly her hair flying all over the place. It's just a pile of smoke underneath you as you completely just destroy her. She's gone. She's gone now.
The little Merwins are their eyes are glowing red with fire. That's all I can say about that.
The last thing all of you hear is her screaming and the katana falling from her hand and clattering onto the ground.
So the purple sister is the one we got rid of, right?
Yeah, but the other one is slowly getting back up off her knees, brushing herself off, and she's got her katana in her hand, uses it to lift herself up off the ground, and gets back into battle stance and backs away a little bit.
The Merwins are pretty close to her right now, though, right?
Yes, I'm going to see what everybody else is doing. They're a little preoccupied.
Yeah, I figured it was a danger zone for Merwin to be in anyway.
think Opie is going to greet the other one as they get up to their feet. Hey, listen, your sister's dead. Are you sure you want to do this?
I will
I'm gonna
fight
give you
to
a
the
chance.
very end to defend my sister. Well, she's dead now. To avenge my sister.
You
Okay.
find yourself behind her. She is standing now on the carpet of a large dojo. You can see small lanterns lit on the four corners of the room. And there's several decorations on the wall, posters, banners, and a couple of pots, things that all sort of add to the atmosphere of this room. It looks like they've been preparing for your arrival.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna unsheath the big ass sword. This is a dojo. We're gonna fight to the death. Let's do this fair. Have at thee.
She readies her katana and yells and leaps at you, swinging her massive katana towards you.
I'd like to roll to kick some butt, please.
Yeah, go for it.
With my tough. That's a 10.
Okay, yes, okay, so you clash swords. You trade blows a few times. She's gonna do like a couple of backflips away from you, but as you leap on top of her, she tries to sweep your legs. You jump over her, and she stands up behind you, thinking that she's got the upper hand, stabs towards you, but you spin around just in time. What do you do?
So my sword does 2 harm, 3 harm, 4 harm, and it's magic. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to gain the advantage to take +1 forward, or give +1. I'm actually going to give +1 to my next ally who's going to attack her.
Okay. All right. So you clash with her, and she stares dead in your eyes as your swords are pushed up against one another, each of you trying to get the upper hand. She looks at you, and she says, under her breath, sort of muttering so that, only you and her can hear it, she says, have you told them yet? Do they even know?
The chicken
Prophecy's
hat
not
knows.
real.
I think it's real. I mean, I still think it's real, but I'm not sure. But I told the chicken hat. The chicken hat knows.
Let's find out. So you are going to deal some harm to her. It might be enough to take her out, depending on how much you do.
So my sword does 4 harm.
That's almost enough. She's already taken 3.
And it's magic.
She's already taken 3, so she's almost down for the count.
And it's princely steel, so it ignores any armor that she has.
She actually doesn't have any armor.
Okay.
She fights without it in order to get a little bit more damage. Sort of a glass cannon kind of thing. Her sister's armor is actually, designed for that kind of thing. But yeah, she clashes with you. She gets in a couple of good licks on you as well. You are able to resist most of them, but then she does actually stab you for 4 harm. That's going to be reduced by your armor.
Is it invincible? I automatically have 2 armor. And
that doesn't stack with anything else, so.
Nope.
So you just take 2 harm.
Okay.
And that harm does come with an effect. So you are injured pretty grievously. I will say you're bleeding a little bit, but as long as you don't try to push your limits too far, it won't bleed out any further. So you're not like unstable or anything from that one wound. But Anu, you and Gunther, you see Opie in heated battle, and the both of you can do anything you want to right now. You have a +1. The first one to do something gets a +1 forward, and there's no turnover.
My question is, can I still do anything even though I'm this hurt? I haven't.
You can, yeah. So now that you've freed yourself and you've gotten some help getting up the stairs, you shake off everything that was going on. You're unstable, and you will start taking harm over time, but you're a pretty tough person, and you can hold off until a battle is over or until something worse comes up. You're pushing through it.
All right. I just wanted to ask, Gunther, are you more ready for She destroyed your wall and your wings.
I mean, I'm just gonna sucker punch her with a magic blast. Honestly, that was my plan. It's not elegant, but it gets the job done. So I mean, yeah,
if you want that +1, go ahead and do it. I
Yeah.
believe in sucker punches.
All right, so I guess this is use magic.
Yeah.
Okay.
I will say you are also in combat right now. Things are tense. Go ahead and roll to sorry. What is it? Cool. Keep your cool.
Okay. Let's see. I get a bonus to that because of my weapon thingamajig. I have the Valor Heart thing, so I believe that gives me +1, +2. I can't find it.
Valor Heart. I believe when you start battle and you unveil your weapon, you get a +1.
Oh yeah. Adds +1 forward on act under pressure.
Act under pressure. That's what it was. Yes, you get +1.
Yeah.
And once you use magic, you'll get a +1 on that one from Opie having created enough distraction.
Okie dokie. Submit one. Yeah, 13.
Oh yeah, that's gonna do it.
That'll do it.
You keep her cool. You keep her calm. You focus in, and you fling your magic towards one of the sisters.
And that's gonna be an 11.
Oh my gosh.
What do you do?
I am going to hit her with a necrotic blast. Necrotic again, it just adds life drain to the base. Blast adds 2 harm, so she's going to take 5 harm total, and I'm gonna again gain that back as life.
You obliterate her. Can you describe it? What it looks like?
I'm just gonna kind of step back from this, shrug my shoulders, and go. Before I do this, I want you to know that I don't actually remember why we're fighting, and then I'm just gonna conjure two handfuls of like black lightning and just shoot it at her like Palpatine, like unlimited power type deal.
She is currently locked in with Opie, and Opie, she's got this grin on her face. She's almost enjoying herself in this fight with you. You can tell she's been waiting for a really long time. But all of that life just from her face drains out of her.
Hey, listen, I'm real sorry about this, but Gunther's gonna Gunther.
She's flung into the air, smacks up against the ceiling, and then just falls to the ground with a huge thud. This dust billows out from underneath her. She's got this massive gash in the back, that's like still crackling with energy. This purplish black lightning that sort of like sparks out once in a while, and she twitches, but you can tell that this is her lifeless body decaying.
As soon as Opie says that, I'm gonna be like, "Look, guys, I'm Guthrie."
All 3 of the Merwins are just jumping up and down, celebrating, like kind of like Ewoks.
So,
There is
Gunther, when did you? Yeah, when you were able? I just randomly appearing behind your shoulders. So when were you able to do that again? That's a new note.
There's the door in front of you. It's slightly ajar on the other side of the room, not the one that you came in, but this other one at the far end.
She actually seemed kind of nice, and I'm real sad that she's dead.
I mean, she started it. Also,
That's fair.
I did the blood magic once, and it just kind of opened my eyes to a completely different school of magic. I think I'm evil now.
Gunther!
Just a little bit. Just a sprinkle.
No.
I mean, that blood magic, I'm not gonna lie, kind of felt good. So, like,
We're gonna have a talk later, and then Opie's gonna head towards the door.
never let me do anything fun.
On the other side of the door, you see a staircase leading up once again. This one does not lead down.
Stairs. I don't know why he's so into stairs and he's so into doors.
Stairs and big doors. What the heck?
This is
This
going
is
to
very
be like
ableist, if you ask me.
Really is.
like the 10th flight of stairs I've been up today, and it's really starting to piss me off. I like just a little bit.
Anu, do you want a piggyback ride? Gunther, do you want a piggyback ride?
I am not gonna pass.
I will
up
take
a
up these.
piggyback ride.
Alright, I'm gonna uppies my friends and we're gonna head up the stairs.
I also have the other 2 Merwins on my back.
Okay, you all head up the stairs. You find another door leading to a perfectly white room with a large pedestal, and it appears to be some sort of grayish button on top of it, with another door that's also slightly ajar on the other side of this room.
Is this where you were with the button?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So probably don't press that button because when Merwin, the other Merwin, pressed it, yeah, he blew up pretty. Like that's. I thought I got all the ash, but that's a little bit over there that I missed. So I'm gonna just grab that real quick.
Yeah, right when you're doing that, the Merwin that did blow up, who I summoned, explodes to dust. 'Cause he's done after the battle with him. So the other 2 Merwin come tumbling down, and they get back up on each other's back.
That's exactly how it happened. Actually, it's kind of impressive.
Is this
You make
room
sure to
only?
send them off far enough away that the explosion doesn't actually harm anybody this time.
Oh, this guy! No, he just turns to dust. He doesn't explode because he just goes away. He fades away after.
Got it.
Oh, okay.
After the vanquish, because I forgot I did summon him, but he needs to leave, so he's gone.
I'm imagining these Mermaids being like the grunts in Halo.
I was gonna say very much like the grunts in Halo. That's pretty much it, yeah.
But yeah, that doorway leads to the dread door. When Merman blew up, there was a spooky voice that said, "A worthy sacrifice," and I could come in. Like I got invited in, but it's still kind of dreadful. So,
Opie's gonna walk towards the dread door.
Be careful.
Yeah, all of you, you feel this sense of dread, this sense of looming danger. What's up?
Opie picked up a move called Oblivious to Danger last session, so I'm immune to all fear-based moves and powers.
Yeah,
Excellent.
I'm fine. I don't know what's up with you.
everybody else seems to be, their palms are very sweaty. They're a little bit nervous. There's a quiet that sort of just like comes over everyone. Everybody's afraid to say anything and speak because this is the final confrontation that you're going to have with Seth. So massive double doors in front of you, just waiting for you to open them.
you know what? Now that you mentioned it, you're right. He does have a thing for doors.
Told you.
Or
Stairs and doors.
Stairs and well, the stairs things make sense. You want your enemies tired when they get to you.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the thing with the doors. I mean, if it's a
They're big and
heavy
heavy.
door, yeah, then we're gonna be like our legs are cooked, and then it's gonna cook our arms.
That's a good point.
All right.
Should this be like a workout program after we take over? We could just be like the 10-floor challenge.
Oh,
Everybody-
the Seth flex.
Yes,
Everybody feeling okay?
You get 2 yeses from Merwin.
How you feeling, Anu?
I'm not too great, but I feel like if we just
I'm
have to
gonna
do one more
toss
push.
a heel on Anu. I would like to roll magic, please.
Yeah, go ahead.
And this will put me at 5 experience. So I'm not gonna do another move. I'm just going to add +1 to weird. Here we go.
Nice.
It's a mixed success. For the mixed success, I will take a wound.
Okay. You take 1 harm. It's not going to come with any effects this time.
Okay.
But Anna, you feel a little bit better. You're starting to feel a little bit more hope again. Things might be a little bit better now. Going to this
thank
fight.
you.
No freaking problem. I'm just gonna suck the life out of Seth when I see him. Pause.
Yes. Okay. Okay.
What?
So here you are. You're at the huge set of double doors. The only thing keeping you from Seth's
Ooh.
lair.
Get one Merwin on either side, and Opie will
Yep.
push through.
Okay. You open these massive doors, and you
Like double
see in
Merwins.
front of you a tiled floor, a bleached, sterile room. You can see that there are different bits and bobs on the tables, and you can see someone with their back turned to you. A white coat is all that you see. Gunther, you recognize this as Seth Vale. It's the telltale, same haircut that he had on before. It looks like he's not even paying attention to any of you. He's got in front of him a series of knobs and levers, and you can see he puts a hand on one of them, and he shakes his head, and he says, "All this trouble over nothing." And he looks over to Opie, and he just looks at you and pulls the lever, and you can see through this massive window on the other side there is a huge chain with Kelly hanging from a massive tether on the ceiling, and she just looks at all of you, her mouth sort of bound with some sort of rag. She kicks and she flails before she plummets down into what I can only describe as a huge, massive pool of lava.
Telekinetics.
Yeah, what do you want to do?
I'm going to kind of, because I can mind push Kelly out of the way of the dropping.
Okay, yes. So you reach your hand out and you try to stop Kelly from dropping. Go ahead and make your move. And as you do
I'm
that,
going to use my luck. I'm
okay,
just going to use my luck.
okay. Don't want to roll to see if you have to. No. Okay, just throw the luck away. So yes, you fling out your magic. Your mind casts out for Kelly, and you manage to get a grip on not her, but the chain that was holding her over the lava. And as you do that, something skitters across the ground in front of you, and you recognize this device. You look down, you see it's got a square base and a set of rings around a rod in the center of it with a large bauble at the top of it. And a wave of magic energy blasts from it, negating not only yours, but everyone's magical abilities. You drop Kelly, but Seth pulls the lever back up, snapping her once again, mere feet from the massive lava pool that she's hanging over. And Seth says, "You just don't get it. None of you understand. You'll never understand. What do you want to do?"
Is he standing by lava? Can I just push him in?
No, he's in front of a panel, and there's a window separating this room from another second room where Kelly is being held
the second
in.
room. Oh, that's what it was. That's right.
When you all look around, you can actually see there's somebody you didn't notice before who sort of steps out from behind a large shelf and reveals themselves. You see Kipper, this sort of thief, smallish creature about Anu's size, who steps out, hands in her pockets, sort of watching all of you, and sort of sucks her teeth and says, "I tried to tell you. I tried to tell you, Opie. You didn't listen. And here we are.
Listen, Seth, what don't we understand?
Prophecy. Everything you've been fighting for. It's all lies.
This again? Come on. Listen, I don't know if it's real or not, but people believe it's real and that gives them hope. So that's enough for me, honestly.
You're supposed to what? Save the world? From what? How? Did they even tell you?
Kind of vague on all that.
Yes.
Can I read a bad situation?
You sure can. You want to look around and try to see if there's hidden dangers, your best way out, and try to analyze the situation. Go for it. Roll 2d6 and add your sharp.
Cool.
You gonna open up that third eye again?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see it.
That is a 9. It's a mixed success. So
Well.
I can see invisible things. However, let's see. You can open up your third eye when you read a bad situation. Oh, so I have to read a bad situation first, then I open up my third eye.
Yeah. Well, you do.
Okay.
You get to ask one question from the list. There are some questions that might not actually be accessible at this moment. Tell you what. Why don't I just pick one for you that I think is the most useful, and we just go with that one because we're running a little low on time.
Sure.
Okay, so, what's most vulnerable to me? That's definitely the one you're going to want to work on. You can already feel it in your bones. Your magic is completely inaccessible to you. Your third eye, you can't even open it like you usually do. All magical supernatural abilities that you all have are completely negated at this moment. Taking out this device would be your best shot at getting to Seth and trying to take more control over the situation.
Well, okay. I'd like to kick some ass, please.
Yeah.
You can definitely try to do that. However, all of you, as you've been speaking, you realize now that you are in much more danger than you realized. Seth, he appears very calm. He doesn't appear to be even trying to defend himself. He's not wearing armor. He's not doing any of that. And that already sends shivers down your spine. Kipper, however, is holding something behind her back that she pulls out now. And it appears to be an exact copy, a replica even, of Opie's massive sword. And she holds it out now, bigger than herself, bigger than her entire body. She wields it as if it were a leaf in her hand. And she pulls it out, and she says, I wouldn't do that if I were you. Don't make me use this thing.
You make that yourself, or did Seth make that for you?
Mutual friend of ours. She doesn't explain after that. She just swings her sword. All of you are now going to be attacked by Kipper. She swings at you. It looks like she's going after Opie specifically. Gunther, what are you doing?
I pull out my heirloom weapon.
You
And
pull it out.
And I am going to just... Opie's got this. I'm focusing purely on the device.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you try to smash the device. Go ahead and roll. Kick some butt for that.
Okay.
Opie, what are you doing?
Seeing that she's attacking me Keeper's attacking me specifically.
Mm-hmm. Kipper.
Okay.
I would like to use my luck, please.
You got it.
I've got one left.
I'm gonna
Yes,
try and parry
you
the
do.
shot.
You have one left. You're going to try parry it. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. So I'm gonna try kicking some ass.
Okay. You you can go ahead and roll for that. Merwin, Anu, Opie, and Kipper lock in with one another. And Seth, he's still got his hand on the lever. What are you guys doing?
So there was
That's also a mixed success.
Merwin?
So there was so how did Gunther's attack on the tech on the machine work? Did it
All
work?
of this is happening at once.
Okay.
We're gonna resolve that. We'll come back to it.
Cool.
I want to know what you guys are doing.
Okay, so one of the Merwins is going to go towards the machine, and the other one is going to back up Opie by getting behind Kipper and just trying to flash fry them as much as possible.
Seth reaches out a hand and points at you and says, "Not another step." You keep moving.
Yeah, Merwin. That Merwin particular keeps moving.
He pulls the lever and Kelly goes falling into the lava again. Anu, what are you doing?
Oh God. I am going to use my weapon to shoot the lever back up.
Your weapon, your gun, you pull it out and you pull the trigger. It fizzles. The magic energy that it has been infused with has been negated, and you realize you're too late.
Oh, Kelly's
Gunther, what do you
gone.
do? How'd you get?
So,
You use your luck, right?
So when you roll a 12 on kick some butt, you get to choose an extra effect. I'm choosing to do terrible harm, which is +1, and my heirloom weapon is also +1 harm, and my weapon is also 3 harm, so that's 4 harm. And then you get to pick another effect, and the effect that I would like to pick is you force them where you want them.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
I am golf swinging this device, and I am hitting Kelly in midair, knocking her away from the lava, and this thing into the lava, please.
Save Kelly.
Let me. Okay.
Have you played golf before? It's kind of like this.
Or the handle can get hit.
I'm,
if the plexiglass
I'm trying to
in the
go
way.
full Daredevil. If I can't get that, then I'll just hit it at the lever.
Okay, so here's what happens. Opie, you and Kipper fighting with one another. It's just a flurry of motion. Kipper seems to be getting the upper hand at one point before you strike back. You both are dealing blows against one another, skidding across the floor, diving at each other across the room. Just Kipper actually eventually just gets behind you, slices right across the back of your head. You start bleeding over the ground. The two of you are locked in battle, but you do deal some harm to her. How much?
4 harm.
She drops her weapon. She looks up at you, sort of holding her wound as she's dying, and she says, "You'll never get out of here alive. The prophecy is not real. You have to know that."
Doesn't mean I can't try.
We don't like Kipper, do we?
I like Kipper.
Oh,
Kipper seems sweet.
We only met Kipper, or
Just
well,
misunderstood.
Opie's the only one who met
He's
Kipper.
actually
We
met
were just-
Kipper.
Yeah, we don't.
Opie.
We don't know
Kipper
Kipper.
did the brain thing to my brain.
Having finally defeated her, you turn around to see Gunther smashing to bits this device. Shrapnel goes flying out towards Kipper. Gunther, in an attempt to try to knock Kelly free from her predicament, trying to knock her somewhere safely, fails, and instead blasts her with the shrapnel, sending her across the room, knocking up against a wall, but there's nowhere for her to go. Anu, you had fired your weapon. The gun, useless to you at this point. You keep firing until eventually, yes, you do. You're able to fire a pellet out from your gun. This bullet pierces through the wall on the other side of Kelly, blasting a hole in it. Shocking even you as your hand sort of just whips back and the gun goes flying out of your hand. Kelly goes flying through the hole. She may be plummeting to her death and completely, bound, but maybe she'll survive the fall. Merwin, you and Seth Vale are staring at one another, and Seth, he's already pulled the lever. He's looking at all of you. He's backing away. He's trying to get out of here now.
yeah, that's not going to go well.
What are you doing?
So the other Merwin clocks that there's no need, so they're both coming for Seth Vale. My thing is they're going to bear hug Seth together, wrapping their arms around him. If this is possible, I'm going to do something else. But that's what's happening right now.
Yeah, I'm going to say you're going to need to roll to kick some ass. But you can see already he's got his hands balled up into fists, and you see him looking at a table and reaching for something, trying to get over to it. What are you going to do?
What if I just exploded both of my guys on Seth Vale right now? That's
What
kind of my
if?
game plan.
I'm down
tell
for
me.
that.
Both,
You wanna try it?
Both Merwins turn and look at all of the group and just say, "Bring me back right next time." And then I would like to, I guess, just burn us all up as best as I can in a ring of fire made from two fuzzy little boys.
Merwin, you ever seen Dragon Ball Z?
Yes, I have.
Okay, so you already know what I'm going to say. All the Merwins hugging on
That's exactly
to
what I
Seth Vale.
Cyberman.
Yep.
O-
Like he's
Opie,
Yamcha.
you, Gunther, and Anu, you are watching helplessly. Kipper, who's just passed out onto the ground now, doesn't see it. You just watch as Merwin says what his last words and then
Bring me
explodes.
back right next time.
Bring me back right next time. Gunther?
Oh, really quickly, as soon as I realize magic is back on and I see Kelly going out the window, I would like to wings to her and save her from the plummet.
So, you all watch as Merwin says goodbye and completely obliterates himself, explodes. Seth, he does grab onto something. Eventually, he does grab onto something. Not sure what it is, but he grabs it, but it's too late for him as just this massive explosion. Huge pillar of fire just bursts up into the ceiling, smashes open the window, protecting you from the heat of the lava on the outside. And Gunther, you cocoon yourself and you melt away and you appear outside where Kelly is standing alongside the leader of the Hunters Guild, who appears to have already saved her.
Ah.
They're on the ground, standing there, and they do not look happy to see you.
Well,
What's a hunter like you doing in a place like
Somebody grabs you by your throat as you try to cocoon yourself, and the ice shatters away.
Oh, my wings are no longer ice. It's necrotic energy now.
All of that just fades.
Oh.
The leader of the Hunters Guild, seeing once again that you have failed them, lifts you up into the air and says, "Gunther McHammer,
Oh.
you were warned!"
Sternly, in fact.
They do not let you live. The Hunters Guild standing around you, they say an oath. They mutter. And Opie, you can feel what's going on. Something inside you knows what's happening. You can rush over to a window.
I'm rushing and I am going to jump out a window.
Too high up to actually be able to do anything. You leap out a window towards Gunther, and in slow motion, just falling, you see Gunther's eyes look towards you as the life is drained from him, and he is killed right before your very eyes. His throat crushed, not knowing how it was going to happen. The prophecy has been fulfilled, and we're going to fade to black as you fall from the palace of pain and into whatever lies below. Congratulations, everyone. You've defeated Seth Vale. You have fulfilled your prophecy. And that is the final episode of this campaign of Monster of the Week. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining me for this exciting adventure. I bid you all farewell, but don't worry. Next week, we will be back again for another exciting adventure. I hope that you all had as much fun as I did. I had an absolute blast. I'm so proud of all of you. This was amazing, and I can't wait to do it again.
Goodbye.
Well done, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.